Aloha everyone, it's the beer Layman, and this just might be my most ambitious video to date. I have lived in Hawaii for over 2 years now, and I've tried nearly all the breweries on Oahu, so I feel confident in stating that Lanikai Brewing Company, or LBC, is my favorite one. They have a nice little tasting room in Kailua, and their bottles are on sale at various stores, but they're a little on the pricey side because they only sell individual ones. I decided to go big though, and review as much as I could and display their wide range of flavors. Enjoy. 1, 2, 3! The Beer Layman. Lanikai, home to one of the world's best beaches. Lanikai Brewing Company is headquartered in the encompassing town of Kailua. Their tasting room is called Tap and Barrel, and it's right down the street from their production facility. They create island-inspired, authentic Hawaiian craft beer. They take their cues from premium, local, rare, and exotic ingredients grown by local farmers or foraged across the Pacific. They're huge on the environment, and their staff are incredibly friendly. In this video, I'm going to review 3 year-round flagship beers: the Moku Imperial IPA, the Route 70 Saison, and the Pillbox Porter. And then a few of their seasonal beers. Not pictured are Pineapple Swipe, Ehu Girl, and Kavena, but also Okole Maluna, which is an Imperial Stout, and then their Forever Summer Pog, which is a sour ale. And then I'm going to review 2 of their wild ales, which use yeast and microbes from all over the islands. The first flagship beer is Moku Imperial IPA. Moku means island, and the label art depicts the famous Na Mokulua, 2 islands located off of Lanikai Beach. Commonly called the Mokes, they are seabird sanctuaries and places where Hawaiian monk seals choose to rest. Pikake botanicals, which are the flowers used to make leis, bring a floral aroma and slight bitterness to this IPA, complemented by select hops with notes of citrus, pineapple, and mango. A solid malt backbone adds a final touch of sweetness. It is 8.1% alcohol by volume. I definitely smelled citrusy hops. The taste is not too dry, but instead fruity and crisp. On a second, faster pour, I definitely smelled the mango. At Lanikai Brewing Company's Tap and Barrel tasting room, they offer the Feral, which is the Moku Imperial IPA mixed with Chardonnay. It has a higher alcohol by volume content at 10.1%, but it's very good and the Chardonnay taste is very prominent. The second flagship beer is the Route 70 Saison, named after the bus route that starts in Monowili and ends in Lanikai. Some quick research revealed that Route 70 is a former term, but everything else is unchanged. This is an ale brewed with honey and hibiscus, a flower that has 7 species native to Hawaii. The yellow hibiscus is the state flower. The hibiscus flowers bring tartness balanced by a clove and peppery yeast profile with a touch of sweetness from local Hawaiian honey, crisp and dry with a tart finish. The beer smells like honey in the bottle as soon as you open it. There was a wonderful hibiscus fragrance when I poured it in the glass. So damn smooth. It has a flowery taste and a dry finish like it states, but for me, it's not too tart. It has a delicious and subtle honey taste. This beer deserves all the praise, and while it might not be for everyone, it is my favorite from Lanikai Brewing Company. The third and final flagship beer is the Pillbox Porter, which depicts one of the famous Lanikai pillboxes that were used as military bunkers during World War II. Residents and tourists alike hike onto the ridge where these pillboxes sit and take in the breathtaking views of the Mokes, the Pacific, and the surrounding communities and mountains. At 6.5% alcohol by volume, this porter uses a special blend of Hawaiian and Tahitian vanilla, offset by notes of chocolate, caramel, and roasted barley malt. A thinner body complements the island climate, and we add just enough hops to cut through the vanilla. So this one was a weird situation, and I was afraid I was going to say I didn't like it at first. My bottled version was slightly odorless. I didn't taste any vanilla, mostly just the roasted flavors. However, I had eaten garlic prior to drinking this, and now I understand that you should definitely not eat strong foods if you're going to try to detect a complex tasting beer. It was definitely light-bodied like the label said, but everything else disappointed. So then I went to the Lanikai Brewing Company, the tasting room, and I tried my wife's Pillbox Porter that she got on tap, and the vanilla came in through much stronger. So it was redeemed, and it's really a great one to try. Moving on from the flagship beers, and we go to the seasonal series, Mauka to Makai, which are island directions, meaning either towards the mountains or towards the sea. This is LBC's seasonal tribute to Hawaii's rare and exotic fruits and flowers. Each limited edition batch is made to showcase LBC's favorite local ingredients and flavors. First up is Kavena, which means the glow, and was made famous by Mary Kavena Pukui, a Hawaiian scholar, dancer, composer, and educator. The Kavena is a wit beer re-fermented over winter mangoes. Wit beers are Belgian in origin and are pale and cloudy due to high levels of wheat and sometimes oats. Blue Moon is a mainstream example of a wit beer and is famously paired with an orange peel. Oh man, I love this one. The aroma was super juicy mango with hoppiness. It was murky and hazy in appearance from the suspended yeast. It is a somewhat light wheat beer with a balanced mango flavor, perfect for a hot Hawaiian day. A lot of the wheat beers that I've tried here in Hawaii have kind of like a skunky taste to them, and sometimes they're too overpowered by the other flavors, but not this one. It was well balanced, and it's probably one of my favorites from LBC. Next up is one that might still be in your local grocery store, the Rubba Slippa. It has a yuzu flavor, and yuzu is a hybrid of sour mandarin and a Chinese citrus species of papaya commonly found in Southeast Asia. Yuzu is also very popular in Japanese flavored desserts. LBC's Big Island grown yuzu provides bright and fragrant citrus notes to this dry hop sour ale, an intense sour flavor that's balanced with a touch of bitterness and hop aromatics, a sour lover's sour. A little bit of Hawaiian knowledge from a haole such as myself, they don't call them flip-flops or sandals here, they're called slippas. Upon opening this cold one, I smelled straight up sourness, and then I smelled the yuzu, which pretty much smells like lemon. The taste was incredibly balanced, sour and sweet, smooth, but not for everyone. After having a few sips, I think it's best described as an alcoholic version of a lemon hard candy. I highly recommend. Okay, and on to the next seasonal beer, and the first on my list that I actually didn't like, the Forever Summer Pog, which stands for passion fruit, or lilikoi, orange, and guava. At 5.3% ABV, this is described as the original Pog beer, brewed in Hawaii for Hawaii. Made with locally sourced passion fruit, mandarin oranges, and guava, this refreshing and tart sour ale is the perfect complement to a long day in the sand and sun. I wanted to like this one, I really did. So much, in fact, that I actually tried it twice. The aroma of the lilikoi shines through first, and then the guava, and then the oranges in the background, but the taste just doesn't match up to the aroma. It's dominated by a sourness. I didn't taste anything but sourness. On my second try, there was still no definitive lilikoi flavor. I detected a hint of guava, but not as much as I would have expected. It's not a bad beer, but it's my second least favorite offering from LBC. Okole Maluna literally means bottoms up, and is a way to say cheers in Hawaii. A great name for a great beer that will knock you on your okole if you're having too much. A rich Haupia-inspired American stout with locally sourced coconut and cocoa. Warming with a touch of sweetness and hints of roasted coffee, this sipper makes a perfect nightcap on a chilly Hawaiian winter night with a cold dawn patrol lingering in the morning. Haupia is a coconut milk-based Hawaiian dessert often found at luau's and other local gatherings. It's delicious. The aroma is a nice mix of coconut, chocolate, and roasted coffee. Everything the label says is true. It's very strong at 10.4%, and it does warm you up. I felt like I took a shot of hard liquor. The flavor is mostly roasted and bitter, but there is a hint of sweetness as well, a subtle taste of Haupia. I drank it by myself, and as I drank more, it somehow tasted sweeter and sweeter. It was a little rich, and I'd classify it as a dessert beer, one that you should share with your significant other. The next seasonal ale is Ehu Girl, and Ehu refers to a Polynesian girl, and some definitions describe an Ehu Girl as a local with reddish-brown hair. The reddish part makes sense with this beer, a Belgian-inspired quadruple aged over Jabuticaba berries. It is 11.5% alcohol by volume with a low 24 international bittering units. It smells like a Belgian ale, and the flavor is super smooth. I thought it would be too strong to drink, but it's actually well balanced and has a lot of sweetness. I've never had Jabuticaba berries, but read that they are close in taste to grapes. There is a hint of a grape flavor in this beer, and the color is a beautiful dark red. Another nice Hawaiian twist on a European beer. This next seasonal ale should also still be in stores. It's the Pine Hopple Swipe, inspired by Hawaiian bootleggers of the 19th century, who would make the most of whatever they could find. It's a refreshing sour ale brewed with local pineapple, then double dry hopped with Eldorado and Denali to provide a soft aromatic hoppiness. The first smell is sour and no hops, but then there is the sweet scent of juicy, freshly sliced pineapple, and that's how it tasted too. After having this, I believe that pineapple works better in a hoppy sour ale over a wheat beer. The pineapple flavor lingers in the aftertaste, but initially it's mostly sour. It didn't seem overly hoppy in taste to me either. It tastes good, and in my opinion, it's better advertised than the Forever Summer Pog. And now on to the final two beers of the ever-expanding Wild Ale series. LBC's wild ales are brewed with native yeasts and microbes that they've bioprospected from throughout the islands. From the tops of volcanoes to the depths of the rainforests and beyond, each bug they discovered is the genesis for a completely original brew. Mele Mele means yellow, which is relevant since this farmhouse ale is yellow in color and is aged over preserved lemon from Kona on the Big Island. At 5.9% ABV and using strains from Volcano on the Big Island and from Ka'auhau and Kailua, this is a modest light ale with subdued lemon flavor and subdued lemon scent. It wasn't sour like the previous ales, and it sort of reminded me of kind of like a blonde ale. Honestly, it was kind of boring and it was my least favorite, but I'm still happy I tried it. By the way, the wild ales are in larger 750 milliliter bottles with fancy corks. The last one on this video is the Haleakala Sour Ale, re-fermented over Maui strawberries and using a Waialua yeast from northern Oahu. It has an 8.3% alcohol by volume. Haleakala is a massive shield volcano located on the island of Maui, the peak of which is nicknamed Red Hill. Upon opening it, it kind of smelled like a red wine. It tastes fermented and it isn't that sour. In fact, I think the Route 70 Saison is slightly more tart. It has a nice, mellow strawberry taste. Definitely unlike anything I've had. You know when you have a bottle of top shelf liquor you almost don't want to open? That's how I felt about all these bottles. But because I won't stay in Hawaii for much longer, I really wanted to try them, and I'm glad I did. A place like Lanikai Brewing Company that puts a lot of love into their beer will always earn the respect and support from someone like me. Mahalo for watching. Until next time.